Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight in today, looking at a Premier League match report that was, well, pretty eventful. It's Brighton versus Liverpool, match week 37, 2024-25 season.
Right. We've got the match report here, all the facts and figures from the American Express Stadium. But, we're not just going to read out the scores.
No, definitely not.
We want to sort of get under the skin of this game, figure out the key moments, the turning points, and what this result really means for both teams as the season wraps up.
Okay, let's start with the headline then. Brighton 3, Liverpool 2. A win for Brighton against the champions. Sounds like it wasn't simple, though.
Not at all, no. Liverpool actually landed the first punch pretty early. Harvey Elliott, 9th minute. Good work from Connor Bradley down the right, setting him up.
Right, looked like classic Liverpool, maybe setting the pace early on.
Yeah, you thought so. But Brighton hit back, didn't they? Yasin Ayari, 32nd minute, after some decent play from Gruda.
Yeah, that was quite a quick response. I felt like Brighton were saying, okay, we're in this fight.
Exactly. Showing they weren't, intimidated. But then, just as we're heading towards the break, Liverpool edge ahead again.
Ah, yes. Szoboszlai. Added time, wasn't it? Elliott involved again in the build-up.
That's the one. 45 plus 1. And you'd think, going into halftime with the lead, that gives Liverpool a bit of a psychological edge.
You would definitely think so, going in 2-1 up. But the second half unfolded differently.
It really did. And this is where, for me, maybe the biggest moment of the match happened. Quite early in that second half, too.
You mean the Salah chance? The report mentions it, specifically calls it a huge chance.
Absolutely. Goal at his mercy, apparently.
Maybe
It puts it wide. It's one of those moments, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. If that goes in, it's 3-1. Game potentially over.
Potentially, yeah. And you have to factor in, the milestones for Salah. 400th Liverpool game, 300th Premier League appearance, chasing that goal contribution record.
Right, so missing that kind of chance.
Yeah, it must have been, well, a bit of a knock. Not just for him, maybe for the whole team's belief they could just cruise to the win. A real what-if moment.
That's a really good point. It's more than just the scoreline, it's the momentum, the feeling. And Brighton, well, they seem to feed off that.
They certainly did, because not long after, 69th minute, they're level again. Alisson makes a save from Welbeck, I think. But Mitoma's right there. Bang. Volleys in the rebound. Shows that poacher's instinct, being alert.
And again, it shows Brighton's attitude. They just kept coming back.
Exactly. Kept asking questions, kept creating things, didn't let going behind twice get to them. And then, of course, the grand finale.
The Hinshelwood winner, late on, 85th minute. Initially flagged offside.
Yeah, disallowed first.
Yeah.
Then VAR steps in, takes a look, and overturns it. Goal stands. Imagine the scenes there.
Must have been incredible. And for Hinshelwood himself, scoring so soon after coming on, the report says 4th fastest sub-goal this season.
That's what it says. Talk about making an impact. Matt O'Reilly gets the assist, and the VAR check apparently showed O'Reilly was just kept onside by Kwanzaa's position.
Wow. Fine margins, like you said. Those tiny details deciding matches.
They really do. And it shines a light on the substitutions, doesn't it?
Yeah, good point.
Herzler brings on Mitoma. He scores the equalizer. Brings on Hinshelwood. He scores the winner. That's, well, pretty perfect management from the bench.
Doesn't get much better than that. And the report adds that nice little detail about Harry Howell coming on, too.
Oh, yeah. Brighton's youngest ever Premier League player. And he comes on with his cousin, Hinshelwood, who then scores the winner. You couldn't write it sometimes.
It's a fantastic little side story. Now, flipping to Liverpool, Arne Slot's decision, benching Van Dijk, starting Kwanzaa. The report uses that phrase, perhaps had consequences, especially thinking about that winner. With Kwanzaa maybe playing O'Reilly on side, makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It raises that whole question about squad rotation versus maybe keeping your absolute core players in for crucial moments, even late in the season.
Especially against a team like Brighton fighting for Europe.
Right. In hindsight, maybe resting Van Dijk looks like a gamble that backfired. But to be fair, the report also highlights Connor Bradley having a decent game overall.
Yeah, calls him a positive, despite maybe being caught cold for Brighton's first goal.
And the fact Trent Alexander-Arnold stayed on the bench is interesting, too. No cameo from him.
Yeah, you might have expected him to come on if they were chasing the game or needed a bit of magic.
Perhaps Slot felt Bradley was doing okay or had a specific plan. It suggests he sees Bradley as a very capable option there.
Seems so. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. The bigger picture. Brighton, this win is huge for their European hopes, right?
Oh, massive. Moves them up to 8th. 3 points clear of Brentford now, with just Spurs left to play. they're in a really strong position for that Conference League spot.
So heading into that final game against Tottenham, their confidence must be sky high after this.
Absolutely. Beating the champions, knowing a point, probably does it for them. And their recent home record against Liverpool is good to unbeaten in the last 3 at the Amex. That helps psychologically.
And for Liverpool, it's now 3 games without a win. The title's won, sure, but...
Yeah, you never want the season to just fizzle out. Might raise a few minor questions about maintaining intensity right to the very end, even after securing the big prize.
Definitely. And the manager's reactions kind of reflect that. Herzler for Brighton, proud but cautious.
Yes, stay grounded, he said. Sensible stuff with 1 game left.
And Arne Slot acknowledged it was a great game for the neutral, but clearly disappointed.
Understandably. He mentioned feeling they were close to getting a 3rd goal, which ties back to that Salah miss, that sense of what might have been.
It really does feel like a game decided by those key moments, those turning points. And just for completeness, Andy Madley was the ref, Darren England on VAR.
Yep. Important roles, especially with that late winner needing the VAR check.
Okay, so quick wrap up. Brighton pull off a fantastic 3-2 win against Liverpool, coming from behind twice, driven by great subs and real resilience.
A huge result for their European push. Sets up a tense final day for them. For Liverpool, a bit of a downer to end their away fixtures like this, maybe a reminder that you can't switch off.
Absolutely. It just shows how tight things are in this league. Tactics, individual moments, subs, it all feeds in.
It really does. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How much can one single game, one result like this, really shape the whole story of a team's season? Or even affect their outlook for the next one?
That's a great final thought. Considering how this one match, with all its drama, impacts Brighton's immediate European hopes and maybe adds a slight question mark to Liverpool's end-of-season form, how much weight do we give these individual 90 minutes when we look back at the whole campaign? Something to chew on. Thanks for diving deep with us today.